Miles with the University of Florida Escambia County Extension, and there's a lot of development that's going on in cities around the United States, and homeowners' backyards are really becoming important to protect some of our wildlife. And one of our favorite birds that people enjoy seeing is the hummingbird, and they're really easy to attract to your yard with the right plants. But also there's some things that you can do to supplement their insect diet by providing a nectar source with a hummingbird feeder. So in a few minutes we're going to show you how to set that one up. But one of the plants I have here is a really adaptable plant to the Gulf Coast called bottlebrush, and you can see why a hummingbird would really love this plant. First of all, it has these beautiful flowers with long male parts here, and when their tongue goes into that flower, there's lots of nectar there for them to get out, and that's the energy that gives the hummingbird the ability to search out all the insects in your landscape. The good thing about bottlebrush, it's going to be a small tree for a lot of us, and under most winter conditions, it will survive well. Now, if we get really cold, it can freeze and then has to regrow, or you just visit your favorite nursery and purchase a new one. But this beautiful red color is really an enhancement for a lot of gardens, whether it's a large area or a small patio home, you still have room for bottlebrush. We're going to now look at another plant that is a very favorite of those hummingbirds, and it is a beautiful purple. So let's go look at the salvia. Now, everyone thinks that you have to have red in order to have hummingbirds. That is not true at all. Hummingbirds are looking for those good tubular flowers that have lots of nectar in them, again, for energy, so they can go catch all those insects. And this salvia here, this Amistad, is a gorgeous new salvia that you may want to consider for your garden. You can see it's here in March and it's already in bloom because we really didn't have a good winter to kill it back. Most years it may freeze a little bit, but you definitely want to look at this one at the nursery. The good thing about it, it's a vivid purple and it has a dark black calyx, which is the base portion of that petal that really contrasts well. And hummingbirds, as they get here in March and are moving through all through summer, and even if this lasted in the winter, would love to have this in your garden to find some nectar. Now, for those of you who need a little supplement to some of the plants you have, it's really easy to set up a hummingbird feeder. So behind me I have one that we've set up, and it's so simple. You really just need some table sugar, 1 part to 4 parts water. So think of your hand as your thumb, 1 part sugar, 4 parts water. You can use hot water and let that sugar dissolve and then fill up your feeder and hang it in a good area where hummingbirds visit, by a window definitely where you can see them, and they will find that very easily. Now, you want to keep your feeder pretty simple. You want to have one that has a bee guard, that has a cup at the top to prevent ants from getting in. So you may want to avoid some of those fancy feeders that may not have those protections on them. Now, one thing about this feeder, we don't want to use honey, any kind of artificial sweeteners, just plain old table sugar. And you don't need the red coloring. That can actually be harmful to the hummingbirds. Now, in the summer, we're going to have to maintain this feeder. We're going to have to clean it out about every 3 days. And the way you do that is with a little bit of bleach and hot water, and then let it air dry. The good thing in the winter, you don't have to clean it out as often, about every 7 to 10 days. Now, a lot of people think you would take your feeder down in the winter. Absolutely not. Remember, a lot of our plants have died back, and so hummingbirds are still looking for that nectar in the winter months, especially December and January. So make sure you keep up your feeder during those months, and you'll be surprised at how many hummingbirds you still see in your garden. So one thing, whether it's plants or a hummingbird feeder, remember the things that you do in your yard can actually help a lot of our wildlife. And in fact that you're helping them, you're also going to get to enjoy the visits and the interesting flights that they have. If you need more information on plants that attract hummingbirds or how to set up your own feeder, give us a call here at the University of Florida, Escambia County Extension.